It is not physical strength. It is not willpower. It is faith. Faith is the inner knowing that what you have imagined, what you have desired is already yours. It is not the hope that something might come to pass. It is the confidence that it already has. The world will tell you to work harder, chase more, strive endlessly. But the truth is, you are not here to chase. You are here to receive. And the key that unlocks that reception is faith. Imagine the life you wish to live. Feel it, not as something far away, but as something already done. That feeling, that inner conviction is your act of faith. That is your miracle seed. Do not concern yourself with the how. Miracles do not operate under logic. They bend to belief. When you persist in the assumption that what you desire is already yours, the world must conform. The seen rearranges to match the unseen. You don't wait for a sign. You are the sign. Walk as though it's already done. Speak as though it's already done. Think, feel, breathe as though you are already living in the answered prayer. Because you are. There is no power in begging the world to give you what you have not first accepted inwardly. But when you say yes with your soul, yes with your spirit, the universe bows in. Are you willing to believe before you see? If your answer is yes, then I tell you now, it is done. Believe and you shall receive. What you do not yet see in your world already exists within you. The longing you feel, the image you quietly hold in your imagination, the quiet hope that sometimes whispers louder than reason, all of it is not fantasy, but the echo of what is already prepared for you. Faith is not the creation of something new. It is the recognition of what already is. There is a world unseen, a world within, more real than what you touch with your hands or measure with your eyes. All things spring first from this invisible realm. Before the house, the idea of the house. Before the healed body, the vision of health. Before the relationship, the feeling of love. Before anything can take form outside, it must be accepted as real inside. Faith is the bridge between that inner acceptance and the outer manifestation. You are never meant to live only by what you see. To do so is to become bound by limitation. The visible world is merely the harvest of past beliefs, past assumptions, past states of being. Faith calls you to something deeper. It invites you to move beyond the senses and step boldly into the unseen. Not to wish, not to beg, not to plead, but to know. And in that knowing, to receive. You do not need permission from the world to believe in what has not yet appeared. The world will often tell you it is foolish. Faith is not blind. It is not naive. It is deeply aware, so aware of the truth within, that it no longer bows to the illusion outside. When you walk by faith, you walk in alignment with a law higher than logic, a law that says all things are possible to the one who believes. You don't chase after your desires, you become the one who already has them. You shift inwardly, you take on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you persist. What is real to you inwardly must eventually become real to you outwardly. This is the law. The outer mirrors the inner. The world is your reflection. And faith is how you speak to the mirror, not with words, but with conviction. You are not separate from what you seek. You are one with it. And faith is the bridge that reminds you. It carries you over the waters of doubt, the winds of delay and the fog of confusion. It keeps you steady when nothing else seems to move. Faith sees the end from the beginning. And because it sees the end, it knows how to rest. Not because it is passive, but because it is sure. So, hold fast. The invisible is not empty. It is pregnant with all that your heart desires. Believe in it, dwell in it, walk toward it, because what what you do not yet see in your world is already alive in you, and faith will bring it forth. Imagination is the beginning of all things. Before anything is made visible in this world, it is first seen in the mind, felt in the heart, and accepted in the spirit. To imagine is to touch the invisible and bring it into focus. It is the first movement of faith, the sacred act of creation that takes place within. When you dare to imagine something different from your current reality and accept it as real, you have already begun the process of transformation. Imagination is not idle fantasy. It is not daydreaming without power. True imagination, fueled by belief and feeling, is the most creative force in existence. It is through imagination that you choose the state you wish to dwell in. It is how you rise above what the senses report and step into a world that has not yet formed, but surely will. To see with the inner eyes, to live beyond appearances. It is to close your physical eyes and open the eye of the spirit. The eye that sees not what is, but what can be. Every great change in a person's life begins here, not in effort, not in struggle, but in vision.
Register your domain
And the stronger the faith, the faster the world conforms. You are always imagining, whether you are aware of it or not. The question is, are you imagining what you desire or what you fear? Most people unconsciously imagine worst-case scenarios. They rehearse defeat in their minds, worry about outcomes, and then wonder why life reflects that back to them. But the moment you take control of this inner faculty and use it deliberately, you become the author of your life. You begin to create consciously. Feeling is what gives imagination its power. To simply see something in the mind is not enough. You must feel it as though it were happening now. When the imagined scene stirs emotion within you, when it causes you to smile, to relax, to feel gratitude or joy, that is when faith is activated. That is when the seed is planted. And once a seed is planted in the rich soil of belief, it must grow. Imagination is your divine tool. Through it, you design the life you desire. You are not limited by your past, your surroundings, or your present circumstances. What appears to be fixed is only temporary. It will yield to your inner reality. When you return again and again to the vision of your fulfilled desire and feel it to be real, you are exercising faith in its purest form. You must make your imagination more real to you than your current conditions. You must walk in the feeling of the answered prayer, live in the end result, and persist there, regardless of appearances. It is not pretending. It is believing. It is not escape. It is creation. Everything you desire is already finished in the unseen. Imagination is the doorway through which you claim it. When you see clearly within and feel it deeply, the world cannot help but reflect it. This is the law. This is the truth. Imagination is the first act of faith, and with it you move mountains without lifting a finger. Miracles do not respond to effort. They do not come because of strain, struggle, or desperation. They arrive quietly, powerfully, through a deeper channel, through feeling. Feeling is the secret doorway through which the invisible becomes visible. It is the key to unlocking the life you long for, not by chasing it, but by receiving it inwardly first. Everything in your world reflects the state you dwell in. And the state is not just a thought. It is a feeling. It is the emotional atmosphere that surrounds your inner being. When you feel lack, life responds with more reasons to feel empty. But when you feel fulfilled, when you feel loved, healed, whole, then the world mirrors that back to you. Not instantly perhaps, but inevitably. This is why the act of creation begins with inner acceptance. You must first accept the thing you want as already yours. Not in a future that's always just beyond reach, but now. You must rise above the facts of the senses and step into the truth of your inner conviction. Can you feel yourself already living the life you desire? Can you taste the joy, the peace, the success of it? If you can, then you are closer to the miracle than you know. Most people make the mistake of thinking they must do something to make their desire happen, but miracles are not forced. They are not willed into existence through panic or performance. They are received. They flow naturally when you align your inner world with the reality you seek. Feeling is how you do that. To feel the reality of your desire is not to pretend, it is not to fake it. It is to consciously shift into the state of already having, already being. The moment you stop asking, when will it come, and start living as if it already has, you walk through the doorway. This is the mystery the world has missed. You don't beg for blessings. You become the version of you that already has them. Everything in your life flows from the state you dwell in. If you want to see a new reality, you must first feel differently. You must enter into the scene of your wish fulfilled and dwell there in thought and in emotion. Don't just visualize it, feel it. Let the scene become so vivid, so real within you that your heart responds. When you feel the joy of already having, when you feel the love of already receiving, that is when the miracle begins.